Maruki is a villain and tragic hero in Persona 5 Royal who has the power to manipulate realities. His goal is to create realities where everyone can be happy and eliminate all suffering. However, the Phantom Thief rejects his realities, and when the two groups cannot come to an agreement from just verbal exchange, the only way forward for both of them is to fight. But did the Phantom Thief make the right decision? Does Maruki truly have the power to make everyone happy? But more importantly, does he have to? First off, I'd like to start by exploring what Maruki originally wants. Spoiler alert, it is not to create a world where everyone is happy. Maruki's original goal is to stop crime by changing the cognition of people who are at risk of committing a crime before they commit them, and not to make everyone happy.
If I could change their cognitions, it would stop them from committing crimes before they even considered them.
If you think about it, it sounds a bit similar to the Phantom Thief. This goal quickly developed into helping people who can recover from pain.
I want to save you.
Which is so powerful with causing mental illness, such as post-traumatic stress disorder. He wanted to do this for his girlfriend Rumi, who lost both of her parents in a home invasion. After he awakened his persona Azathoth, a god from H.P. Lovecraft's story, it did not wait to showcase its power and after the memories of Rumi and saving her from her trauma.
Who are you?
However, all of her memories about Maruki were also removed. While it is painful for Maruki to let go of his girlfriend, he's ultimately chosen to do so. You can see here that he did not focus on her ultimate happiness, which should be to be living with him and her parents again, but more on the fact that she can finally live a normal life without suffering again. As Maruki's power grows stronger, he develops some sort of messiah complex, and his goal changed from helping people who can't recover from pain to getting rid of all suffering and eventually creating a world where everyone is happy. And that is when his original desire is distorted, resulting in the creation of his palace.
That's it. To think it'd be so... Yes. I'll be on my way. Finally. Now I can finally...
Is this distorted desire that the Phantom Thief rejects? Let's look at the Phantom Thief reasoning for rejecting Maruki. The first reason is the loss of free will. However, I'd like to point out here that even if this is one of the main points the Phantom Thief used to rationalize against Maruki, they did not truly believe in it themselves, as Phantom Thief also disregard their target free will and force a change of heart upon them. This means that Phantom Thief themselves don't believe in all free will, but favor selective free will, which is not that different from Maruki, who select his target, so it is possible that they are able to come to an agreement if they talk more about it. The second reason is that a world without suffering and adversaries is a world without growth.
Morgana-kun, I know how you truly feel, and there's no need to fear your differences anymore. Don't worry. You don't have to explain anything to me. All I have to do to help you is merely imagine it.
I don't care what I look like anymore. I'm always going to be myself.
Humans become stronger as they experience life and overcome hardship. Futaba learning not to blame herself for her mother's death and overcoming her social anxiety. Haru forcing to adopt all her father's stock and have to learn to manage the company by picking trustable people to surround her with. Or Sumire, who is finally able to accept her past and choose to live on for both herself and her sister. Morgana can be seen mentioning here that it is wrong for Maruki to rob them and the people who choose to take on the world themselves of this.
You know, there probably are plenty of people who'd ultimately benefit from your reality. But what about the people who want to take on the world themselves? How's it right to rob them of their opportunities?
The question I have for the Phantom Thief is, what about the people who can? What about people like Rumi, where her mind is gone beyond repair? While I won't take away from the strong-minded individual who can take on the world, not everyone is built with the same strength, especially when it's come to the way we feel or think about the world. In the real world, it is common that we try to remove as many obstacles as possible so that people can have the same amount of chances and opportunities. For example, we make sure that everyone has access to education. We're not telling those people who might have disadvantage, whether it's from finances or location, to overcome that themselves and grow from it. Even so, can Maruki really accomplish his goal? Unfortunately, despite having the power to rewrite history and reality, it does not look like Maruki has enough power to fulfill his distorted desire. As you can see, his method is to observe and get information about his target from mementos before changing the reality. While more people can clearly be seen walking around with a smile on their face, honestly it's gonna creep me out, but there are still people that are suffering, as you can see that there are requests still being submitted on the fan site. And realistically, unless you have the power to create a reality specifically for everyone, making everyone happy and still sharing one reality is not possible. There's obviously going to be conflict of interest. And we're now back to the most important question. Does he have to? While Maruki is not able to make everyone happy, he can still help a lot of people who are trapped in trauma or is in a situation where they do not have control of their situation. And for the Phantom Thief and people who want to face the world on their own, well, Maruki can leave them out. As we already discussed earlier, that Maruki power does not change the entire reality in one go, but a selective change one at a time. At the end of the day, it's Maruki's severe complex and ambition that blind him from his original goal, which is to save those who are incapable to do so for themselves. And it is not impossible to think that he might have been able to convince the Phantom Thief if he did not lose sight of what is truly important to him.
I'm done. I get it now. All thanks to you.